everyone.
Welcome to Tap It Out. I'm Mario.
And I'm Tim. Thanks for tuning in to Tap It Out.
I can't believe we've gone this long without talking about Drew McIntyre.
Dude, especially how Drew was tonight. Come on,
Dude's a god.
Yeah, first of all, we're getting to Drew McIntyre takes, don't you worry. And if you're looking for a show to talk about how elite, Drew is, but 3MB in general, or how appalling the treatment of Dolph Ziggler is, then you guys are in the right place. We plan on having some reviews, predictions, trivia, and other fun wrestling content. So we're very open to what we're going to do.
We're also going to do weekly reviews of Raw, Wild Card Wednesdays. We're going to do trivia, other kind of quizzes, and then we're going to do reviews on Fridays for Smackdown.
Yep, and make sure to check us out on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify.
And then we're also going to have some bonus wrestling content on YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and Instagram.
Yep, so don't be afraid to send us any questions or trivia, or if you want us to watch any random episodes of Raw, Smackdown, any pay-per-views. We're very open to that, so don't be afraid to send us an email, send us a message on Twitter, however you want to contact us, and we'll definitely look into that.
This is such an exciting time for wrestling, especially the content that WWE and AEW's put out, so should be a fun ride, and hope you guys enjoy the content that we're going to be producing for you.
All right, what do you say we jump on into SmackDown review for today?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, cool. So our SmackDown today came from Washington, D.C., and we'll jump into it, but what'd you think?
I thought overall it was a good SmackDown. I thought the first half was solid. I think the middle half of the show was good, and the ending was solid. It's always good with Sami, Roman, the Bloodline. So overall, I think it was a above average SmackDown. Not the best, not the worst.
I definitely agree. I think we've definitely had a good 2 weeks of wrestling. I would say probably good 2 weeks. And SmackDown definitely kept that going, which has been really cool to see.
All right, so SmackDown started with with Roman coming out with the Bloodline, of course. As Roman did his normal walkthrough. Shout out to Samantha Irwin.
Samantha Irwin is a legend. She is the best ring announcer of all time. Let's just be clear.
Definitely the best ring announcer of all time.
She just makes things seem important. Just like Roman's entrance, I think that gets knocked a level up with Samantha announcing him as the undisputed Universal Champion.
And Roman, going through his little catchphrase, "Acknowledge me," and then Cody comes out. This is our first real build to the WrestleMania main event match. It was kind of cool to see.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely something we were talking about earlier this week about how kind of, they really hasn't any build to it. They haven't met yet, so it was definitely really good to see them meet, and definitely good to, have Cody face Roman, face to face, and yeah, it was I really thought Cody, shined in this promo.
I mean, since Cody's come back from injury, he hasn't wrestled a ton, but most of his segments and promos have been pretty top-notch. I would say, and this one was no different. I especially liked, when Roman, he told Roman to, have the Bloodline leave. Roman had him leave. It was just one-on-one, and, they kind of continued the personal attacks, or not personal attacks, but personal conversations, about Dusty, and, how Cody's really trying to win this for Dusty and all that. So overall, I thought it was a pretty solid segment.
Yeah, definitely. I thought it was very subtle how Roman threw the WWE title on the ground first and looked at Cody like he knows that's the title Cody wants to win, and he knows Cody's dreamed of having that title, and he just throws it on the ground. Roman's acting and his subtle things have been top notch.
Especially too, yeah, exactly. He makes it seem like, for him it's so easy to win that the titles don't mean much to him, but like I said, how much they mean to Cody. And I definitely think, using his father and stuff, and how Roman said he had that personal relationship with Dusty, and and that Dusty never talked about Cody when he was around. I thought that was pretty cool because you're using Cody's emotions and all that, and I think it's good. I still think it needs a little more build up, but overall I thought it was a great segment.
I definitely agree. I thought one of the funniest things was Cody referencing Stardust, which we talk about a lot. How Cody deserves good things because he had to deal with the Stardust gimmick, which, testament to Cody, still made work.
And also too, the shout out to the little AEW reference with his little indie show that actually. So overall, great segment.
Yeah, definitely. I thought it was gets me excited for the main event of WrestleMania, 100%. All right, so segment 2 we had Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley.
I mean, compared to what we have in the Divas division these days, Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley are both pretty solid. They can both work, obviously, from what we've seen in the Rumble. I mean, I wouldn't say really that eventful of a match. Actually, surprisingly, Liv Morgan had gotten a lot more offense than I thought she was going to get. She had some good spots.
Yeah, I thought her 3 code breakers, especially the third one from the top rope after doing the suck it, was pretty funny. I'm a sucker for any time someone random does the suck it, so I'll definitely that's definitely fun.
I mean, I thought it was a little weird. I mean, not weird, but the fact that Liv had all that offense and Rhea Ripley didn't actually do much in the entire match until the very end, and then she hit her Riptide finisher, which I think is one of the worst finishes.
That ain't it. Riptide in it.
and then right after the Riptide, she put her in that inverted clover leaf and made Liv tap out again, which Liv seems to be doing a lot lately. So
yeah, like ever since Liv lost the Smackdown title, and even I believe that's how she lost it, or she passed out, so she still lost it from submission. Yeah, so they're making Liv, have these submissions a lot. So tough look for Liv.
But I think, overall, I think it did a good job of, obviously making Rhea still look strong, but not making Liv look weak either, because like I said, compared to what's out there in the division these days, she's still a good worker. So overall, solid segment, not really a needle mover, but did the job for what it needed to do.
Now, one question I had is, so we saw Dominic at ringside, and, we're going to get to Dominic and kind of Ray and their WrestleMania match, but I'm wondering if Dominic's going to be at ringside for the Rhea Ripley-Charlotte Flair match. And I wonder if it takes away if Dominic helps kind of Rhea win.
I would say it would. I don't think that Rhea really needs Dominic to win because she's already kind of been built up as kind of like a powerhouse.
Yeah.
And I think, and I think they plan on, having her win anyways. And I think it would kind of almost tarnish the win if they have Dominic interfere. Plus, I think Dominic's going to have his own match anyways, so I don't know if he'd really, show up twice in WrestleMania for that match in his own match against Ray, so.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of what I was thinking. I just want to get your thoughts on it. Yeah, so I thought, solid match. Was it match of the year? No. Was it an entertaining match? Yeah.
All right. So after that, we had a backstage segment with the Bloodline. Always good to see the Bloodline, no matter how many times you see them on a SmackDown.
Never enough.
Basically, Roman, which I know Tim likes Roman's little sarcastic questioning.
I love anytime Roman gets sarcastic, or for some reason the line that always sticks to me was him talking to Brock and saying, "You must be confused, farm boy." I lose it every time.
Essentially, though, the whole backstage segment was about Jimmy trying to get in touch with Jay because, as you know, Jay hasn't really been part of the Bloodline in a while. So basically, Roman wants Jimmy to get Jay back in the Bloodline, and he's basically telling Jimmy, if you can't do it, I'm going to put the blame on you. So whatever that means. So what do you think about that?
So I think it's really interesting how the original reason why Jay submitted to Roman in that Hell in a Cell match a few years ago was because Roman was gonna, beat Jimmy, to a pulp. So that's why Jay kind of, acknowledged Roman. So now it's almost like history repeating itself, where Jay's gonna have to do it again, and you gotta wonder, is Jay gonna get sick of it? This bloodline storytelling. Since they got Sammy, it's been to another level. But even before they got Sammy, with the whole Jay and Roman thing, looking back on that, it's been fantastic.
And I think too, if it gets to the point where Roman beats Cody at WrestleMania, which is seeming like more and more like a possibility at this point, I could definitely see after that, some sort of Jay Roman feud, maybe leading up to SummerSlam or something like that. But I think definitely an interesting twist. Definitely adds more to the whole bloodline rift, and definitely gonna see where that goes from there.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited for that. And something else I was excited about was the Rhea and Dominic backstage segment where they ran into Santos Escobar. And first of all, you guys are gonna learn this is a very pro Santos podcast.
Santos Escobar is a star in the making. I cannot believe the way he's been treated so far.
It's been a travesty, dude. It's been a travesty how he's been treated.
I mean, a little off topic, but I think it's kind of weird that they suddenly like made him face all of a sudden. When
Yeah.
I thought Legato's definitely seemed like a heel tag team, but whatever works to get him a push. But unfortunately, it didn't really lead to much tonight.
No.
Backstage segment led to Santos challenging Dominic to a match. The match itself was okay. It was solid.
Yeah, that was a fun match. I was very confused why we haven't seen Legato with Santos. I know he's kind of a face now, so having them be out there would be kind of more heelish. But where's his crew?
I would probably agree that it just seems like he's kind of just turned into a face and without really anything leading up to it. So definitely could be that they think that the rest of the Legato could maybe bring him down as a heel. I don't know, but that's fine with me, to be honest, because I think Santos is the one that really stands out in that group.
100%.
So if they want to give a solo push as a face, I'm fine with that. Just as long as he's on TV.
As long as the end of the match doesn't happen like it does here, where he loses. We're gonna get into that, but just him losing that match shouldn't have happened.
So the match itself had nothing really memorable as far as in ring. I mean, there were some funny spots with Santos telling Dominic to respect your legacy with the mask.
And then Dominic kind of turned that around on him later too, which was pretty kind of fun seeing that yin and yang of it.
But I mean, I don't really appreciate him losing, but I kind of get why they had him lose, because Dominic has a match mostly set for WrestleMania, and Santos probably doesn't.
Yeah,
He's probably going to be regulated to the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Which once again,
at the most. But it is what it is. But Dominic, with the help of Rhea Ripley, once again does her horrible finisher to Santos outside the ring, throws him back in. Dominic does a frog splash. 1, 2, 3, match over. The match itself, like I said, wasn't anything. It was okay. I think it was, at the end, after the match with Dominic ripping up the mask.
Yeah, so that was.
I think was.
Yeah, definitely. I think that definitely helped set up that WrestleMania match with Ray. And also, just a shout out for Michael Cole during any Dominic Mysterio match. I know. We rewatched the Finn Balor and Edge match at Extreme Rules the other day, at the I Quit match, and it was so funny hearing Michael Cole yelling at Dominic, basically, saying, you never wanted as a child, everything Ray and Angie built up for you. It's so funny, and every time Dominic does something, Cole gets so irate, which turn around, when he said turn around, ref, and do your job, I think I lost it at that point. That was too funny.
I would just say shout out to Michael Cole in general.
100%.
Ever since Hunter took over, he's been a lot better. I don't think he has the restraints that Vince put on him, and I mean Michael Cole, honestly, probably arguably the best announcer of all time. I know it's probably a hot take with JR, but
I would agree. I think you have Cole's longevity, and I think he's really been, he's really been killing it recently. And our next segment, we have Sammy pre-tape segment talking about how he's going to take down the Bloodline with the fans, very clearly leaning towards that Sammy and Kevin Owens versus the Usos tag match at WrestleMania. I think that's when we have Sammy and Kevin Owens win that match and become the tag champs. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And plus, anytime we see Sammy is always time well spent.
Totally agree.
All right, but now let's get to the let's get to the best part of the night.
So the best part of the night, obviously, the best part of the night starts with Drew McIntyre. Any good show. So Drew McIntyre comes out looking like $1 million bucks.
Like look at that man and tell me he doesn't deserve to be world champion. Like the fact that he won his title without fans and lost it with no fans, he definitely, he deserves a lot more, but he definitely deserves a title reign with fans in the stands.
Well, he might get a title reign as he tried to call out Gunther. So obviously Drew has his eyes set on the IC title. I wish it was the undisputed title, but that's definitely for another day.
Yep.
But anyways, he called out Gunther, and
but instead we get old Shamey. Good old Shamey, and old Shamey's not happy at Drew about trying to steal that Intercontinental title shot.
I don't really like to see old Shamey and Drew fight. The Brawling Brutes and Shamey, awesome. But, definitely, you know, when there's gold on the line, there's definitely going to be some sort of rift.
Yeah, exactly. You know, they both want that Intercontinental Championship.
I don't think Drew ever won the Intercontinental.
Drew held it. I think it was his first title he won. So that's
been a long time.
Yeah, that was when he was the chosen one. So it's been a while since he had that title. Been a while since he had a title in general.
Sheamus though.
Sheamus has never held it. Yeah. So that's kind of his odyssey.
Like 15 years he was talking about. So as they have their little, you know, their little back and forth, all of a sudden we get LA Knight, which was a surprise.
A great surprise.
But I'm not complaining about it because once again, LA Knight's like Santos Escobar, where he's a future star in the making, but he's just not being booked right.
No, he's not. I mean, he just looks like they make him like a fool every time. But hey, you know what? He's still rebounding, and he's still, you know, people are still talking about him. People are still saying how good of a promo he is. I mean, come on, let me talk to you.
I mean, a lot of people compare him to The Rock, which we won't get into that right now.
Yeah, we're not getting into that.
So after LA Knight, we have...
Wait, hold on. I thought it was so funny how when LA Knight came out and was doing his catchphrases that Drew and Sheamus just ignored him. They totally just ignored him, and he acknowledged it too. I think him acknowledging it made it even funnier.
Future star, I'm telling you. You heard it here first. Future world champ LA Knight.
God willing.
But after LA Knight came out, it even got more random, and the New Day came out, Xavier Woods and Kofi, which, once again, it's not the worst thing, the New Day. New Day are also great, but they came out to mock LA Knight, which, I don't really understand where they're going with this.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it goes from Sheamus and Drew fighting over the, you know, who's going to fight for the IC title, and then you kind of get LA Knight, and then New Day come out, and then, you know, and then...
Yeah, I mean...
Karrion Kross.
Yeah, we get Karrion Kross, who, let's just say the only thing good about Karrion Kross is he came out dressed like he should be hanging with Frankie Carbone and Goodfellas. Like, that's about it. Like
I shaved Karrion Kross. Yeah.
Looks like he should be hanging out with Billy Batts. Like, come on. But yeah, Karrion Kross sucks.
But, you know, overall, I think the segment was mostly trying to focus on the fact that we're probably going to get Gunther, Drew, and Sheamy for a triple threat match for the IC title.
Or, I don't know, what if they transition to like a ladder match? If they have all those people involved, they put like Kofi, Xavier Woods, LA Knight, and Karrion Kross, because they like to do that sometimes.
I would prefer less opponents for Drew, so he has a better chance of winning.
Well, I agree.
Honestly, I prefer just Drew and Gunther and Drew winning the IC title. That's not going to happen. So, I mean, triple threat ladder match would also be fun.
Yeah.
You know, as long as Drew wins.
That's
all that matters.
Yeah, so. Everything's right in the world. But unfortunately, we go from Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, LA Knight, and Kofi to the backstage brawl with Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler, and Tegan Nox. So
and Natalya.
Yeah, Natalya was there too. The original match was supposed to be a tag match. We were supposed to have, you know, Shayna and Ronda versus Tegan Nox and Natty. But instead, they turned it into a singles match.
Which I thought was funny because Tegan Nox came out to Natalya's music, even though she was the one competing, which just shows you that Tegan Nox is just so far down the totem pole.
Yeah, exactly. If you're trying to remotely build someone up, you don't have to come out to Natty's music, no matter how recognizable that music is.
Especially because Natalya is not, you know, she's not like she's some big star currently either in the company. So, honestly, this match was basically nothing. I don't really think there's anything memorable that went on.
Yep, tap out to an armbar.
There's really not even much to say. Overall, not a great match.
No.
Not a great segment. Honestly, we all know Ronda Rousey's boring.
Yeah.
We all know Natalya's boring.
Yeah. and I mean, it's a shame because if you go watch old NXT, you'll see Shayna Baszler and Tegan Nox who put on good matches, but
they're not even like the main focus though. You know, it's like Natalya and Ronda.
Yeah, exactly.
And we all know Ronda can't work in the ring. You know, there's been enough years to show that she's not good in the ring.
And then her on the mic is just
that's even worse.
That's actually funny sometimes.
I mean, Natalya can work, but you know she's boring. Like I said, I don't know if this is planning on leading to some sort of WrestleMania match, which I hope is a pre-show match if they do get this time.
I mean, it would make sense if it was like the tag titles or something. But the whole tag situation's busy with, you know, Lita, Becky, Damage Control, Trish. So if that's just gonna be a regular WrestleMania match, I don't know how that's, you know, obviously Ronda's gonna have a premiere match, but I don't know how that's gonna work, because that match doesn't have a lot of zing to it.
I don't know if she's gonna have a premier match, so I don't know who she would even face because Natalya is not premier, Tegan Nox is not premier, and it seems like Becky, all the big names, Becky, Lita, even Trish now, Rhea Ripley, Charlotte, Bianca, they're all tied up on stuff. So I don't know who she would face. I don't know if they're gonna bring somebody else in or but if she has to have a match, I mean
And this is a good point to mention that Liv's kind of carried the division for a while, and now she's probably not going to get a WrestleMania match. Kind of tough.
I think that she deserves a match over Ronda Rousey, but
I agree.
All right, but enough of that match. Let's. So after that, we had a quick Gunther segment. He called Adam Pearce incompetent, which it's probably true.
The only thing I was mad about that segment was it didn't happen in the ring because when Samantha Urban announces Imperium, it's the highlight of my Friday nights aside from Drew McIntyre.
Best ring announcer of all. So we're lucky on SmackDown. SmackDown's the best show. You have Michael Cole's arguably the greatest, and we keep going back to it, but Michael Cole is arguably the greatest ring announcer, or commentator of all time, and Samantha Urban is the greatest ring announcer of all time. So we're very lucky on Friday nights.
And then according to us, you also have the best wrestler of all time. So see a real triple threat there, huh?
After that, we had Bobby Lashley come out, which was actually kind of a surprise.
Yeah.
Haven't seen Bobby in on SmackDown in a while, I don't think.
Yeah.
So it was a cool little thing to see him. Obviously, building up to his match with Bray Wyatt.
Yep, we get a little Uncle Howdy action.
Which I really hope is Bo Dallas.
Point to our boy right there. We gotta believe. Gotta believe it's our boy Bo Dallas.
So Bo Dallas comes out, attacks Bobby, goes dark, leaves. Basically it. I don't really know what this match is supposed to be. I don't know if I'm hoping at least that it's gonna maybe have some sort of cool stipulation to it.
I think it might, yeah.
Because just a straight up singles match with Bobby and Bray, it's fine, but I don't really know because first of all, it's just kind of random that they're competing against each other in the first place.
Yeah.
And there's really been no build to it up until recently. And a lot of the build with Bray side has been kind of cringy. So I don't know where this is going. Like I said, both guys are good. Yeah. Both guys can work. So I don't think it would be a bad match. But the thing I hope for the most is that we just get an Uncle Howdy reveal on WrestleMania. That's what I look forward to.
Exactly. Leave some Bo Dallas. Or I've liked a lot of the Bray stuff early, but now I think we need it to progress more. We need more of that progression. We really do because it's starting to get a little stale. We definitely need more of that kind of coming through.
And I know there's been reports that Hunter hasn't been that impressed with Bray and some other guys he's brought back, but a lot of that's on him. He's the one that books this stuff. And Bray has shown in the past that he can be a main eventer.
Yeah.
So if he's if right now he definitely needs to pick it up, but it's not all his fault though. It's definitely some of the booking and stuff
exactly.
I think too. But yeah, we'll see where that goes. We got a few more weeks for that build up, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Yep, and then we jump back into the Bloodline segment. Like we said before, you can never get enough Bloodline segments, so we'll always take the Bloodline. Jimmy said he spoke with Jay, and at first Jimmy's like, yeah, he said give him another week, and then he said no. Jay actually told me to leave him the hell alone. So Roman was obviously not happy about that.
And kind of the same thing as before. He just said at this point, if Jay he has 1 week to come back. If he doesn't come back in a week, he's putting the blame on Jimmy. So now he's really putting the pressure on Jay to come back. So definitely going to be a SmackDown to watch next week to see if Jay comes back. I think he's going to. I think he is, and I think he's gonna he'll reluctantly join the Bloodline again, just for the sake of his brother. But obviously, something's gonna give. Jay's not long for the Bloodline. No, and we'll see where it goes. I think, like I said, I think if Roman does beat Cody, I could definitely see some sort of Jay Roman feud after WrestleMania. Especially, it looks like they're probably going to drop the tag titles to, Owens and Sammy anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'll definitely be something to look forward to. But definitely a SmackDown to watch next week to see what to see what happens with Jay.
Yeah, for sure. And I might be jumping ahead of ourselves, but see the match announced?
No, what was it?
Braun Strowman and Ricochet against the Raid.
Shout out to the Viking Raiders.
Always shout out to the
We
Viking
didn't get them
Raiders.
tonight, but underrated tag team.
And we'll get them next week, so.
I do love the Viking Raiders, especially Ivar.
We have joined the Raid.
So,
Want to bring us into the main event?
on to the main event. Solo versus Sammy. Always good to hear Sammy's music. Probably one of the best themes of all time.
100%. Sammy's, I'll jam out to the car, if I'm at the gym, I'll be jamming out to it, so.
Match itself, I would say, solid match.
Yeah.
I mean, don't know if there's anything completely memorable. But it was a good match. Two good workers.
Yep.
Obviously, they weren't gonna have Solo lose right now. He's undefeated, so they weren't gonna have him lose on a random SmackDown, even to Sammy.
Even though Sammy should have won, but we digress.
But match result. Solo hits Sammy with a Samoan spike.
That was after Jimmy distracted him, though, at least. So at least
Right.
it wasn't clean.
After that, Jimmy and Solo try to attack him. Put a chair around his neck. Sammy, gets out of it. Hits Jimmy with a chair, or almost hits Jimmy with a chair.
You almost got him with a chair.
Solo goes after him. He kind of runs into the crowd. I think they did a good job of still letting Solo's, streak continue, but still make Sammy look like he came out on top. And obviously, you could tell when they, when they showed Roman on screen, he was not very happy.
Yeah, Roman was pissed. Yeah, I think it was interesting because I thought someone was gonna come out because any time aside from Riddle that they've done that chair angle with someone's always come out. So I was surprised no one came out, but I'm actually glad because it made Sammy look a little bit better than he got out of it himself. I think it made him look even stronger. They could have really run the risk of Sammy getting squashed by Roman and then just kind of the whole, Sammy deflating, but they really didn't. He's really been killing it, so I'm really happy to see that for Sammy that he's not just buried.
Yeah, no, I agree. I still think though, WrestleMania is not that far away. I still hope that we start to see a little bit more build-up of Kevin Owens. We didn't see Kevin Owens tonight, obviously, but if they're gonna push them for the tag titles, as of right now, they're not even really competing with each other. And WrestleMania is only a few weeks away, so I'm really hoping that if they're gonna have this tag match, that we start to see some sort of build to it come up soon.
Yeah, I think next week starts to see a hint of it. I think in 2 weeks you'll see like them, have that truce. I think it's gonna be when Jay comes back. He's gonna reluctantly beat Sammy, reluctantly beat up Sami Zayn, and then you'll see Kevin Owens come back and help him.
Yeah, and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are probably gonna be one of the first tag teams in a long time that are actually formidable to beat the Usos.
Yeah.
So I think that match would be a show stealer. I think with those four.
Yeah, that has potential to be the match of the night at WrestleMania. I think it really does. They're gonna show out for that match. Yeah, so that was our SmackDown tonight. Anything else you want to mention about it?
No, like I said, overall, I thought it had some good build-ups. I thought the match quality was okay, but overall, I think it did what it needed to do, building up some of the storylines. And overall, I thought it was, like I said, not the best SmackDown, but definitely not the worst either. It was solid.
It was a fun show. It was a fun show. I was entertained. Aside from the Ronda and Tegan Knox stuff, everything else was entertaining. I really enjoyed it.
Always good to see Drew.
Always good to see Drew, and we're also going to tell you guys who we think the wrestler or performer of the night is, and I think honestly that we should have a couple because obviously it's always going to be Drew.
I think in ring, I would say actually Liv Morgan.
I agree. Yep.
I think she had the best in-ring performance of the night. Like I said, I was shocked how much offense she got, and I also thought it was going to be a squash match.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Or close to it, and she looked good. I mean, she did some cool moves, the code breaker off the top rope.
Yeah, even I thought the code breaker off the ropes too. That was pretty cool. I know she's done it before, but it was good to see her, kind of get get a little bit of shine because, I don't want someone like her to get left behind. Where it seems like that's going to happen.
So in-ring, Liv, performer of the night.
You could go Cody too.
Cody and Roman.
Cody and Roman, I think they were equals.
LA Knight. Every time he comes out, it's always a treat. He's fun. He's fun.
And honestly, it's not gonna be fair if we just give it to Drew every week, which in theory we are giving it to Drew every week, but we're gonna count it outside of Drew McIntyre.
All right. So where do you think this is gonna lead to here? So. We'll start. I guess we'll focus on most of the big storylines leading up to WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll start off with what we got first. What do you think is from Cody and Roman? I guess where do you think what else are we gonna get from this? Are we just gonna get more face to face? Are we gonna get anything any matches? I think
we'll get some more face to face. I think we will get a Cody match either against Jimmy Uso or Solo. Solo would be interesting because then how do they have Solo lose? Because I'm probably not going to want him to lose on like a random build-up, even though Cody would be a formidable opponent for sure.
The only thing I could think of if they did that is if they had him maybe get like DQ'd or something like that. But him losing the streak to a DQ also.
Well, no, I think he has lost by DQ, just not been pinned or submitted.
Right.
So I think So I think they could do that. I think that's a good idea. I think you're right. If they chose to go that route. Do you think we see them get physical at all? Do you think we see Cody and Roman start like throwing hands?
I don't know. I don't think so. Roman doesn't really seem like he's not really that type. Neither is Cody.
Yeah.
I don't know. They don't seem like that. They kind of do like a lot of their emotions with with the mic and stuff like that and with it. So I don't think we really see anything physical with them until their match at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I also thought it was pretty weird how Charlotte wasn't there tonight. I mean, she's probably taking a breather, but kind of building up that WrestleMania match with Rhea. And I know they had the segment last week, but
segment last week with Dominic. I actually give him credit. He gets a lot of flack for his mic. But I mean, he's been better recently, but. He was good last week, And,
I mean, Dominic won everyone over with the. He has to with the the here for the holidays, beating his dad up at Christmas and every other holiday. That's definitely been some fun stuff.
Yeah, well, that's for Monday, but Judgment Day is also. Yeah. Judgment Day is very good.
Yeah, we're gonna get to Judgment Day.
But yeah, I mean, personally, I want to see him in the main event of WrestleMania, but after seeing Cody more and stuff, I think it's Cody's been through a lot, so I think
Heavy Stardust.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that. That's dark times.
No, yeah, poor Cody's.
But yeah, I mean, I think definitely think we're gonna get a few more segments. I think you kind of have to, especially the main event, but we'll definitely see where it goes from there.
Yeah, for sure. So, thank you all so much for those of you who watched our debut episode. Please like and subscribe to our channel. We would love to hear from you. So please send us any questions, content to review, trivia, games, random episodes of Raw, Smackdown, pay-per-views, main events, superstars, whatever you want to send us, we'll watch. Send us an email, comment on any of our videos or social medias. Our social medias will be linked below. Or shoot us a DM as well.
Yeah, I think you've covered it all, so definitely thank you for watching.
All right, it's getting late, so we're going to tap on out for the night.